On today's episode of WatchJRGo, it's been a while since we did a house update, and this one is a doozy. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are here in the new house working away, and it's probably been almost 2 weeks since you guys have seen a house update, and a lot has changed in 2 weeks, starting with what used to be a kitchen. Look at that. Gabe took all the cabinets out of the kitchen while Eric and I worked on another project that had to get done in this house as well. It's got air conditioning. I know, spoiling the surprise right out of the gate, but we can stand inside the house now and work. It was almost, I mean, it was too hot to work in here, and we got that fixed. So for now, we've got one cabinet left right there because we need water to wash our hands and all that good stuff. But we're going to finish ripping all of, I guess ripping all the sheetrock down and replacing it. I'm not quite sure. But honestly, there's gonna be so many tape seams in this that it might be cheaper for us to put new sheetrock in the kitchen than it would be to have it fixed. So,
where's the fun of that?
I know, right? But at the same time, the sheetrock's getting finished. So, we originally cut this and we had the height all figured out just the way we wanted. But then we're putting a 2x4 on top of this, what'll be like a drink rail, a place to kind of lean. So we decided to cut it down even further. So now Gabe just cut right over there, and then I lined up the laser. So we're ready to cut all of these off and then set a 2x4 on top of this and get it nice and strong. And then new sheetrock. We literally just took the sheetrock off and it's going right back on. Also, we had to finish that corner over there, and that board has to move back just a hair. So that's what we're really dealing with. We got to get that whole corner wrapped up as well, because Dave, that finished the sheetrock at the lake house for us, is already here working, and he is like basically ready to finish as much as we can have done as fast as we can go at this point, because we are trying to get this stuff knocked out as fast as we can, honestly. So this closet, mudded, taped in the middle of its first sanding pass. He usually does 4 sanding passes and make sure everything's perfect, but this closet will be ready for paint shortly. The ceiling's getting textured. It's getting some knockdown. Sorry if it's loud. He's got his fans in here drying the mud because he typically makes a pass every day. So he's just come in the morning, get some work done, maybe come back in the afternoon, and just keeps going through it until it's done. We're almost done getting our finished corners done on the master bedroom closet right here. I just finished replacing all of this again. We had a triple gang here because we're putting heated floors in the closet. And in my head, I thought I could put the thermostat in the box, so I had a triple gang in here. You can't. It needs its own box with Smurf tubing. So now it has Smurf tubing in its own box, connected to a box on the floor that you use for your junction. And you just pull in the wires to the heated floor, time all the thermostat is done. Sorry, I know it's really loud and echoey in here, but we made a ton of progress in here. The walls were covered in glow-in-the-dark stars and moons and stuff like that, not the plastic ones, stickers. And I spent a lot of time picking all those off, and Dave spent a lot of time mudding over all of them so they'll disappear when it's done with its final sand. But he's about to spray the texture on the ceiling in here. He was just waiting on Gabe and I to get that section done right there and get the door finished out so we can put corners on. We'll have all that done in the next few minutes. We'll probably just do it right now on video, and he'll be back Monday to finish all of this out and spray the ceiling. And one room, finally, one room will be done. It's just, what an insane achievement to say one is done at this point, because every one of these rooms ended up with 1 million hours in them. I can't tell you how much time we have in this thing. I can't wait to get our island in here. Obviously, you know, the floor cuts to get power into the islands, just never-ending stuff that had to happen to make all this work. In the last update, you guys did see the master bedroom got all of its lights, and those are obviously working, and we will probably be ready to spray this ceiling soon. We've got our media box in for that TV, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and patch this in right now as well. So we've got the rest of the sheetrock done. I just mounted a board right there, so we got something to tie to. Gabe's doing some magic right there, pulling out that board. And over here, well, the bathroom's on an infinite hole. We did buy a toilet. We have the toilet for the hallway bath. Or at least a temporary toilet. It could be the basement one.
I mean, all I care is that we get it plugged in.
Yeah, a toilet would be ideal.
It would be There's going to be much rejoicing.
Yeah, much rejoicing. Oh, speaking of the hallway bathroom, the ceiling is now patched. You can see that sheetrock right there. So the floor is patched, the ceiling's patched. We still have to put a corner in here and get some electrical done, and then we can rock all these walls and be done with this bathroom. The toilet is actually waiting on us to be done with this bathroom. The laundry room is almost ready as well. I still haven't done this giant patch panel. It's on my list whenever Brad finishes the drains there, our plumber. So that needs to get done, but check it out. We got a washer and dryer. It is the one that everybody talks about on the internet. The all-in-one heat pump model that dries your clothes after it washes them with just one button. And it doesn't need a dryer vent at all. We were gonna run a dryer vent, but now I think we're just gonna not even mess with it and deal with it down the road if we decide to put a dryer in. I know that sounds like a nightmare, and it probably is a nightmare, but maybe this thing's good. I don't know. It seems like it has 5-star reviews. It was on sale, almost $1,300 off. They're usually $3 grand. It was only $1,700. I had to buy it, and I hope it's awesome. We're cutting another hole in the wall right there for another media box for the living room TV. So that is about ready to go. I'm gonna run spark tubing up, down, all over the place so we can pull an HDMI, speaker wire, all the stuff that's gonna happen here in the living room. And we have to do that again in the garage. So lots to do there. Let's shut these lights off. They've got protective masking tape over them now. Hey, the board's gone.
The board's gone.
So what's our thought here? Are we gonna like put a little plate in there and then
shim it up and then?
Yep, that's what I was thinking. I like your plan. I like how we had the same plan. It's a good plan.
Great minds and stuff.
All right, let's go talk about air conditioning because it's just incredible to have.
That's some great stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
It's 104 degrees out today.
It's not 104 in here. All right, here's the old Climatrol heat and AC. The coil was actually perfect, but this was all on R22. The old filter was nasty and not perfect. I hate those little filters. You guys that do HVAC already know I'm running an air bear. And the cool part about speccing this out was we ran over to the Goodman dealer. Hey, the AC just shut down actually. And we pretty much spec'd the dream AC unit. I was gonna do a 5-ton, but after a quick sizing talk, we decided that a 5-ton might not run long enough to get the humidity out of the house. Getting the humidity out of the house is a big deal, obviously, so we went with a 4-ton with every efficiency option checked. They were like, do you want the new like 15 SEER 2? I was like, yep. Do you want an 80 or a 96%er on the furnace? I was 96. Do you want the furnace to be 80,000 or 110,000 BTU? 100,000 or 110, whichever one it is. We went with that one. Condensing, obviously. So we're rocking all the efficiency stuff. Ignore my double P-trap drain that I built at 1 in the morning. It's working just fine. And I just went and got PVC to fix it. Also ignore my ductwork. We do not do ductwork. It's the thing I sub out. I don't want to get my hands cut by sheet metal. And it's just like playing with sheets of razor blades. Why would you do that? So I'm not gonna do the ductwork. We're gonna have that done. We got our filter cabinet in there, obviously, so we can have nice, clean air throughout the house, and it's running, and everything is great. So some of the stuff that's actually finished, other than tying that up, obviously, all of our line set, we replaced it all. We still need to support the line set a little bit, but that's on the list. It's run all the way outside, through all the magic over here, to our big new Goodman unit. Oh yeah, I broke the sump pump too. So the line set and the sump pump run through the same hole, and while we were moving things around, it knocked the sump pump over, so I came downstairs, noticed it had like fallen over a little bit, and I came to stand it back up, and it exploded all of the head out of that pipe. All of that water just flew up and soaked me and my shirt, and it was terrible. Who wants to get hit by sump pump water? But no big deal. I said, get rid of that stupid pedestal sump pump. I don't like those at all. And we got the Wayne double sump pump kit with its own battery backup too, because it's what I use in my other house. So it's got a in-sump pump that's a monster, and then a second pump attached to that one with a Y. And they both have their own check valves, and if one pump fails, the other one flips on once it gets a little bit higher. The battery-powered one flips on when it gets a little bit higher. I love that setup. I just wanted it again. So it's on the way, and we'll have the sump pump situation resolved. Like I said, we've been going crazy in here. Did I mention we repiped the entire house? And we'll be ready to hook it all up soon? Out here in the oppressive heat, you can see the entire old kitchen right there in a pile. That will have a dumpster. I think we'll have a dumpster today or Monday, one of those. And we'll finally be able to throw all of that away. it'll be super nice to get it all cleaned back up out here. And over here, look at that big old Goodman unit. What a monster. I absolutely love seeing it there. The pad had come off the house. It wasn't pinned into the house anymore. Of course, it wasn't level at all. So we had to jack it up, push the pins back into the house over there, and we leveled it back out till it had a 1 degree slope out. So that ended up taking a lot of time, not to mention the unit weighs quite a bit. And new disconnect, new everything, line set, dryer, you know, it's all brand new, finally. It's nice. I think what's interesting is we did all that work and never put a level on that top plate we just built.
Well, let's check.
I think we're right. I think we're right. Let's take a gander though. Just
Hold on, ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Bam! Oh man, that's insane! Gabe and I just trimmed this down. We took a lot of time to do a little, you know, I'm basically Salt Bay with a Sawzall. Artwork, dude. Yeah, that's right. And then we got that trimmed down, shot all this sheetrock back into our top plate. Gabe just redid all that sheetrock right there on that, which means we're ready to put a filler piece in there and a filler piece in there. And this gets trimmed out in oak or maple or something pretty, I don't know. Something nice looking. Something that matches the floors, probably. And
what are the floors?
Dude, we don't know what the floors are.
Just OSB?
Yeah, just OSB. Sealed OSB though. That's what obviously sealed OSB. Once we do
on the floors, or
do what?
You want to start over from the floors?
Yeah, actually, what if we just sand the subfloor and call it done? So we're gonna put a sheet there and then trim that down, and dude, that's almost it. Dave's almost ready to finish the ceiling.
We'll be able to get it one pass.
I mean, we're getting close. He said have every ceiling done, and we're getting close.
Yeah.
Man.
Won't be long.
We gotta finish up this. But I did just get all the wires rerouted. The Greg didn't get into the header. So now that that's done and down to the breaker box, he can finish all that up. And we are almost home free. We did a lot in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
2 more nails to cut, 3 more nails to cut, and then start shooting the new ceiling in.
Yep.
Welcome to WatchJRGo's ultimate guide to wallpaper removal. First of all, you need 2 people. You need a steamer with a big plate like that, either the Wagner or any of the ones with like a floor plate on them. And then you pretty much just remove it like you remove tint. And you guys have seen me remove tint many times, but we're doing pretty good on getting full sheets of wallpaper off with basically no leave behinds. That's what it's looking like right there. And this is the old nasty nicotine covered wallpaper from this house. Now this house doesn't smell like smoke anymore, which is amazing at this point, but once this wallpaper is gone, it should be perfect. So we gotta remove from there to there. And then of course, we have to remove quite a bit more. There's a few walls covered with wallpaper. So we're gonna jump in here and show you guys just how you do this. So start at the very top, because you don't want the steam coming down on you, or you don't want to be above the steam. That's what I meant. Heat rises. And you do quite a few passes to get the top loosened up. Quite a few. And then have a pointy object with you, so you can start a corner. Your pocket knife will suffice if you use it as a screwdriver like I do. And there you go, guys. Back on the roll, ready to be resold. That's the goal here. A perfect roll of removed wallpaper. And everybody always says you just steam it off, but nobody knows what that means. Now you know what it means. You have to see it. We're pretty fast at this now. Well, the master closet is ready to be finished on Monday. It's gonna get corners, and finally, the ceiling in here will get sprayed, texture will be done, I can cut the speakers in, paint this room, and check a room off, which is just such a huge deal on this house, like I said before. I'm very excited about that. We got our door all ready for finished sheetrock right there, and then, well, we'll move out here to the master, and we're gonna build this whole drop ceiling system, it's not a drop ceiling like you're thinking. A drop ceiling made out of all wood and completely done and finished sheetrock with indirect lighting running through the entire room. It should be really cool. But that's gonna take a lot of time and we're gonna get it done. That's why it's laid out the way it is with the lights so far apart, because all the way down the middle, it'll be this whole big box system we have to dream up. We gotta dream it up.
We are giving ourselves a tour because John Ross isn't here. And he's doing everything bass-backwards, like usual. The electronic stuff that's fun. Before you mud the walls and paint and all of that, but who am I to say? Because I just had a bunch of people do it for me versus John Ross, who actually has talent and works on things.
I guess it helps to be able to see what you're doing.
Right, I guess so. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you all do, and I'll see you next time. Right? Is that what he does? And then it's a clip to something else, like a little bit out of context thing, because he always adds something else to it, right?
Yeah, you gotta put some non sequitur at the end of your videos.
Right. Did I get it right?
Suddenly we're playing pool or something.
Thank you so much for watching. That's much better.
As you guys know, one of my favorite things is getting to work on a small engine because they're so easy. I might hate carburetors, but if there's one thing I don't hate, it's small engine carburetors. So we spent this fuel filter, 33031 at O'Reilly's, and this Tecumseh part, 631028A. That's the float bowl gasket for this carburetor. That is what we spent to fix this thing. So I had the carb off of this generator that somebody gave me the other day, and they were like, look, it started leaking fuel everywhere and we're done with it. Well, the fuel had been sitting in it forever, because even once I fixed the fuel line and had it all hooked back up, we couldn't get a single drop into the carb. It ran great on starting fluid. In fact, it probably would again right now, but I was just having no luck. So I popped the carb off, Gabe pulled the carb off, and I took a little bit of carb cleaner and sprayed everything out. It was all completely full of varnish. It's crazy when you're spraying in clear carb cleaner and pure brown and black is coming out. But we got that all cleaned up. The float bowl was all gummed up, full of varnish as well. Obviously, if ethanol fuels, if they sit for a long period, it destroys everything. So that's all sorted out. All we have to do now is grab this guy, the little nut that goes in the bottom of the float bowl, get its gasket back down on there. This has been cleaned out too. The jet was cleaned out with a little piece of copper wire. That's my secret. If you're ever cleaning these things out, they have these tiny little orifices. I just strip some copper wire and shove it through there. Otherwise, you need orifice drill bits. And we have a set of those over at my dad's, but I've never had a reason to buy them because I don't work on that many small engines in reality. But anyway, that's the secret. If you ever want my dad to work on something or me to work on something, it's fun. If it's a small engine, it's gonna take 28 minutes. So we're always down to do those. Time to get this thing going. It looks like the gasket's gonna have to go on first on this one. This is a Tecumseh 10 horse, but everything's the same as almost every Tecumseh engine forever. Snug up the float bowl here. Doesn't need to be tight, that's for sure. Plenty tight. Turn the choke all the way on. I'm gonna go install this new fuel filter and we'll pull the rope, and I bet she starts right up. Anyway, the reason I love working on these small engines, it's fast and it's super rewarding. Cars aren't nearly as rewarding as this. I guess if you do this day in and day out, it might not be amazing, but for the most part, small engines are always a lot of fun. Too bad they're going away.